This is G.I. Joe Fan 2001 and it's raining where I live. And I got some new diecast. Everything from Matchbox to Hot Wheels, Greenlight, and even Tomica. So, I have been busy. So, let's start off with the return of a fan favorite, which is Hitching Hall. With the MBX Tilt and Tip and the Cement Trailer. These are both original designs. Currently there are only 2 sets available. Other one being a Volkswagen pickup truck and a camper trailer with some surfboards. And as the name implies, for this model, it's a side dump truck, something that's not common. And fortunately, I have another one. And this is the first release, which is, I think, from 2017. So it's not that old as of now. I mean, both of these things have different colored dump boxes. It's kind of a bit of a struggle to make these things tilt. And as you can see, the original one does not have a trailer hitch, whereas this one does. So that's something to write home about. I also see different liveries. This one has the iconic ink livery, and this one has a, I don't know if this livery has been used a lot, but I don't know. Now onto the cement trailer. And this works in about any scale. And there are 2 variations to look out for this set. I mean, this one has a yellow drum and a gray bass, whereas the other one has a gray drum and a yellow bass. And you can see what I mean by scale. I mean, here's a 2020 Ford Explorer for scale from Greenlight, and I think the mixer trailer is at least 1/64 scale. And with the return of Hitching Hall, there is the return of this little thing that collectors referring to lovely. I mean, collectors, they call these things koch, which is, I believe it's Jamaican origin, if I'm not mistaken, but what it is, it's props, which is a flagger, a man with a shovel, a roadblock, and a wheelbarrow. Actually, the wheelbarrow may be a little bit out of scale. I mean, here's a 1980 Caprice from Greenlight, and here are the men to give you some perspective. I think some of them could be at least 1/64 scale. I mean, it's definitely the flagger. I mean, and I don't know. I think the yellow stuff, which is the yeah, these are out of scale. So, oh well. But hey, it's nice to see that Koch is returning. And here's something from the recent antique store haul, which is a Hot Wheels Fire Eater. And it's from 1996. I mean, this casting was first released in 1977, believe it or not, and it's still used to this day, even after over 40 years. Now it's a plastic body and metal base, which I'm not a fan of. But this casting was released a lot in the 90s, and this is from the 1996 Fire Squad series. You can tell it's from the 90s because it has these 5-spoke wheels, which I mean, you can tell it's from the 90s because it has 5-spoke wheels, which was new at the time, still used to this day even. And the front, yeah, I think it's, I don't think I've said this before, but this appears to be based on an American LaFrance Pioneer fire truck. And I'm kind of glad this is the first one I have in my collection. Now on to the Greenlight, which is possibly the star of the show, and first up is the 1980 Chevrolet Caprice from the movie Groundhog Day. It's a Hollywood series release, and fortunately I have another Caprice, and it's another Hollywood release from Home Alone. An 86 model. Different light bars, you can tell, different paint jobs, and most strikingly of all, different taillights. I mean, the 1980 model has 3 separate squares, and the 86 model has 1-piece taillights, you know. So, yeah, I'm a fan of this. This is like one of the best, newest castings from Greenlight. And I'm also really hyped about these new Broncos in the Dodge Diplomat. And let's see a difference in 4 decades, which is the 2020 Ford Explorer Police Interceptor with the NYPD. And unfortunately, I don't have the previous generation to compare it to. Well, I do have some Matchbox, but for an absolute comparison, I must have a Greenlight one. Oh well. And now on to something a bit unique. A Tomica. More specifically, the Nissan GTR police car. Let's put it down in the box. Nice opening doors. Don't see that a lot in these. It's more in a premium brand thing like Tomica and Majorette do. But Matchbox has a opening part series. So that's that. And it's nice that at least some modern cars have suspension. It was very common in the 70s and 80s and I guess 90s. And this is not the only Tomica I have. I also have this Toyota forklift, which is a hybrid, and it's a Genio. A Toyota Genio forklift. A little bit of dust. It says that's 1/70 scale, but I've had it for a while, and I think it's 1/64 scale, so there's that. And I think this will do it for part 1. Part 2 is going to be the card stuff, stuff so it's packaging. Until then, this is G.I. Joe Fan 2001, wishing you to stay safe, and I'll see you in part 2.